This is crazy. The Somalis in Minnesota just got busted with that biggest fraud yet, where they're stealing taxpayer money meant for kids with autism.
Yeah, what you expect at Pirates? And Ilhan Omar, she is pissed.
President Donald Trump posting on Truth Social that he will terminate the temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota.
Trump coming.
In his post, he says the reason is, quote, Minnesota, under Governor Walz, is a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity. I am, as the President of the United States, hereby terminating, effective immediately, the temporary protected status, TPS program, for Somalis in Minnesota. Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of that great state, and billions of dollars are missing. Send them back to where they came from. It's over, President DJT, end quote.
He actually said it this time. Go back where you came from.
But listen at this fraud.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Stunning report from the City Journal showing a massive fraud scheme in Minnesota. You have to hear about this. It involves false autism claims, the Somali community, and connections to a terror group. Let's explain over at The Wall. Now, it all revolves around autism and HSS program. That is Minnesota's Medicaid Housing Stabilization Services. Now, this was created to help seniors, addicts, and others find housing, but the criteria to enter this program was incredibly loose and therefore easy to take advantage of. It's led to fraud and costs absolutely exploding. Just 5 years ago, in 2020, costs for this program were $2.6 million. 4 years later, by 2024, cost had been over $100 million, 104. Through the first 6 months of this year, costs are at $61 million, meaning if you double that over the entirety of the year, you're looking at $122 million. In 5 years, from $2 million to $122 million. Now, why? 6 people are accused of defrauding HSS, and they're members of the Somali community. But this just gets worse if we take a look at Minnesota's federally funded autism program. Now, several people, and this is an example, a woman in the Somali community, are co-conspirators, and they're accused of recruiting kids for autism therapy. They brought in families, had them convinced to get their kids diagnosed as autistic. In fact, these families ultimately ended up having various social services bid for their children, competing with the number and size of check that they would get. It didn't matter if the kids had autism. And what happened? Autism claims to Medicaid surged. In 2018, $3 million. By 2023, listen here, from $3 million to $400 million. Autism providers jumped from 41 to 328 in 5 years. Now, City Journal reports that the Somali fraud...
You can take the pirate out the hood, but you can't take the pirate out the pirate.
Yep. Wow, taking money that was meant for people with children with autism. That's just
it gets
evil.
It gets worse.
Send a lot of money back to Somalia. 40% of households in Somalia get remittances from abroad. That totals $1.7 billion. That is more than the entire budget of the Somali government. Money being sent abroad, from abroad, back to Somalia. Where is that money going? Take a look at this. Most alarmingly, a lot of that money is funneled through money traders, and in the end, ends up in the hands of al-Qaeda-linked Islamic terror group Al-Shabaab.
Wow. So I'm sure everybody can see why he's removing protective fee for these people in this country to be here legally.
Right, right.
And a lot of people saying he can't do that. Well, if Biden can do it with the Haitians, why can't Trump take it away from you?
Yeah, we can give it, but we can't take it back?
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
Yeah, but Ilhan Omar, she responded, and she's pissed.
I don't know why she's pissed. She's probably going to be pissed at the wrong people. She's pissed at Donald Trump, right?
Yeah, exactly who she's pissed at.
So to bring this full circle, the Minnesota taxpayers are funneling money through fraudulent autism claims back to Somalia, where that money lands in the accounts of Al-Shabaab.
I think I want to speak to a few things. One, I want to speak to what Trump has tweeted and what it means for those of us who call this incredible state home. because facts matter and facts are important. It is unfortunate that we are led by a president who does not understand the laws of this land. When the president tweets as if he has the authority to terminate temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota, even little kids in 8th grade know that that is not an authority that the president has and can wield.
I think I already did it.
Yeah, mind you, this is after all this billions of dollars of fraud. They were even stealing money meant for kids to feed like poor kids during COVID.
Right. But they're trying to deflect and just make Trump look like a horrible person. This ploy, this scheme was right under their noses, and I find it hard to believe they didn't know what was going on.
Of course they knew.
They can't be that inept. They can't be. Well, we talking Democrats. They probably are.
Yeah, Kevin, this is a
Competent.
money laundering scheme. You don't think none of this money came back to Democrats somehow?
Yeah.
Temporary status protection for Somalis expires March of 2026, and anyone with that status has 60 days after for it to have any impact on them. And so if you are confused, if you feel threatened, know that the law is on your side and our demented president can't do anything about it.
Demented.
Yeah, these people are totally taking advantage of our good nature to let refugees into this country.
Yeah.
And look what they do with it.
Yeah.
When you import the third world, you get the third world. These people are pirates. The audacity of her to come up here.
Yeah. It's like that woman right there. Her facial expressions is like she's looking at us like, I know you're lying. You know, don't you get that impression from her face? It's like, I can't believe she's up here giving us this sob story, deflecting everything on the president, calling him demented, where your people from Somalia, and you might as well include yourself because y'all was all involved with this scheme. I find it hard to believe if you're that so incompetent, you didn't know what's going on.
Oh, she know.
The other unlawful thing that our lawless president
Lawless.
is claiming to do so is to terminate that status for only one state, which he
I swear you got hundreds of millions of fraud there.
Billions.
Bring all these people here to help you out and you steal from the taxpayer.
Yeah.
Why would he do it in another state? They're not doing it in other states.
Yeah, Minnesota's the victim. Why would he cancel in other states? All the fraud is coming out of Minnesota. Yeah.
he has no authority to do so.
Yes, no authority?
So,
Yes, he does.
for the 300 or so people that are impacted, that currently live in Minnesota and across the country, we see you and we stand with you, and we will make sure we do everything that we can to help make sure that your status is adjusted before March of 2026.
It's 300 people.
Yeah.
Well, just because you become a naturalized citizen, if you commit fraud in this country, they can still strip it away from you and kick you out anyway.
Yeah. And you know what? It's not by coincidence the face of these Somalis is a Democrat. We're taking all these people in for Somalia. They help change the demographics of Minnesota. Not only are they ruining our democracy by taking advantage of our good nature, then when they get here, over $1 billion in fraud. It's like we're doing it to ourselves.
Because
Yeah.
you know and I know that there is nothing temporary about people's lives here in the United States. Many of these people that we are talking about have built lives. They own homes, they own businesses.
I don't care what you got. If they're linked to fraud, they're getting kicked out of here.
How can you be a non-citizen and buy a home inside the United States? How do you go about doing that? Should it be just for the citizens?
Yeah.
They are a vibrant part of our communities.
Vibrant is a vibrant part of the Democrat communities.
Their new home stays their forever home. The second thing I want to speak to is that in this country, we do not blame the lawlessness of an individual on a whole community.
She's got a point. Hold up. Stop it. Come on, man.
She's talking about the people that's committing all this fraud. You can't blame the whole community for that. You can't?
But nah, y'all are complicit, man. I mean, there's no checks and balances. Nobody's investigating this, and it's right up under your noses. Y'all know who is coming in. Y'all know the claims they're filing. How can you not know this is going on?
Yeah, this is coming from the same woman that said white people are the biggest terrorist threat in this country. But you can't blame a whole community.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Because if you believe in law and order, you understand that if a person commits a crime, they face justice.
Yep, and they're getting
and
kicked
you
out.
You don't put that crime on a whole community.
Well, you don't put it on the whole community, but now I got my eye on you.
Yeah.
What we also know is that there is not a single evidence that the president or his cronies have put forth that there are any single resource from taxpayers in Minnesota that has gone to aid and abet terrorism.
So federal dollars is not, I mean, they just spelled it out for you right there on Fox News. You come here, we treat you like refugees. We give you temporary residence or temporary permanent residence. Y'all have kids. Y'all claim that these kids are autistic. You get over $1 billion of remittances from the federal government, and then send it, and it ends up in Somalia, and 40% of the households is getting these remittances, and they just spread it right there on Fox News that it's going in the hands of terrorists.
Yeah, same bank account.
I mean, it makes sense why he was stripped y'all's temporary protection. Y'all are doing fraudulent things in our country. Over $1 billion in fraud.
Yeah.
That language is dangerous. That
language
language puts the lives of Somalis, not only in Minnesota, but across the country, in danger. And if the president believed that, and he had evidence, he would take people to court.
Oh, they're going to court.
So we are sick and tired of the president waking up one day and deciding to put forth falsehoods.
Falsehoods?
He wouldn't even be talking about y'all if y'all were like nice and honest, good people behaving yourselves in our country. So this wouldn't even be a topic for discussion.
So Trump and Fox News is conveying falsehoods. They made all of it up. It's just a fabrication,
a concoction.
And demonize whole communities while the ignorant...
You demonize whole communities. You demonize white people.
Y'all demonize yourselves. Y'all laundering all this money through money that was meant for autistic children.
And hungry, starving kids.
People that support him then take the lies that he's spreading and use it as a fact.
We have new details on a jury tampering scheme at the center of a major fraud case. Federal prosecutors indicted 5 people for their roles in offering a juror $120,000 for a not guilty verdict in the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme.
That's that fraud scheme where they took hundreds of millions of dollars from starving kids.
So they're trying to pay off people in the jury.
Yeah, they're not giving up. These Somalis not giving up. They're trying to pay off people in the jury.
The U.S. attorney says the group targeted juror 52 because she was the youngest juror and appeared to be the only juror of color.
So not only are they laundering money through a ploy for autism and children that suffer from autism, now once you get to trial, you're trying to pay off people that's on the jury. That is nuts.
According to court documents, they dug up information on her family online and even put a GPS tracking device on her car to track her whereabouts. During their investigation, investigators uncovered a video of one of the defendants leaving a bag of money at the juror's home. You may recall the juror came forward with the bribe, and 5 of the 7 defendants were found guilty of fraud.
Wow. All those people look alike.
I don't get it, man. We like
they look just like out of that movie with Tom Hanks.
you know what, man? I say stop all the immigration here.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming here.
Because when you look at the immigration, the people that we take in, refugees, they become democratic strongholds.
Well, and just a financial strain on the system.
Yeah.
They don't speak the language. They don't know our customs. So we got to provide them financial support.
Yeah.
And then they do stuff like this. It's like, why bring them here? I'm tired of having this bleeding heart for all these people coming from these shithole countries.
And I would put this onus on the Democrat Party, man.
Yeah, but they don't even care because they're getting power this way.
Yeah, they
could
get
care
votes.
less.
They get votes. They
Yeah.
get seats. They don't care. All they want is the power. That's why I say they are complicit, because they know these people are not compatible with the United States. They're not. So we bring you here. We take good care of you, give you temporary status here. Y'all start a money laundering scheme that's meant for autistic children and use that money and send it home. 40% of the homes there in Somalia ends up getting these remittances. And then on top of that, the money lands in the hands of terrorists. And then on top of that, y'all go to trial and you try to pay off the jury. And then on top of that, the face of you people is talking and trying to cast blame on Donald Trump. Like he's the bad guy. It's like, it's insane.
It's okay to demonize white people, call them the biggest terror threat in the country.
Yeah.
But you can't demonize people from Somalia, even though their culture is piracy.